Thank you. All right, so let's begin with your opening statements. And Ms. I'm going to really blank on it.
Valderrama.
Sardis, please. Thank you for your patience.
It's okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrea Valderrama, and I am so happy to see so many folks here. I am running for Portland City Council Position 3, and I'm running because I see a new Portland everywhere around us. Those of us who have been here even just a couple of years ago remember something that has changed pretty drastically in a short period of time, and with those changes come new challenges or opportunities to make sure that we're addressing those changes. 3 of those opportunities I look forward to addressing as your next city commissioner include our housing and homelessness crisis, our transportation infrastructure, and jobs. I currently serve as a senior policy advisor in City Hall to the mayor and have been a senior policy advisor for the past 6 years, and also serve as a David Douglas School Board member in Outer East Portland in my 2nd term there, and most importantly, I'm a mom to a rambunctious 3-year-old.
Mr. Emmons.
I'm Stuart Evans. I'm running for Portland City Council because our city needs a housing and planning expert to get us beyond this crisis. I'm an architect, planner, and innovator. For the last 20 years, I've worked with community groups on housing issues. There are solutions for people experiencing homelessness. There are solutions. Does this work? There are solutions for affordable housing for working families. We need someone with a proven track record delivering housing, and I'm that candidate. I will bring decades of real-world private sector experience to City Council, actually getting projects built and not just talking about them. Through neighborhood plans across the city, I have worked with local communities for years, finding common ground and making good things happen. And I've worked with the city bureaus for my entire career, and we know we can do things better.
Ms. Smith.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Loretta Smith, and I'm running for Portland City Council Position 3 as a single mother and someone who's worked in this community for over 20 years. I raised my son here in Portland Public Schools. I know what it takes to make sure that we fight for the most vulnerable in our community. I think it's so important that we have someone who has that voice and who has used that voice and knows how to use the voice. Speaking up for seniors, speaking up for young people, someone who will take an equity lens on all the bureaus and say this is something that needs to happen. It's so important that you fight for youth employment. It's important that we fight for the homeless and people with home affordability issues. And I know that being on the city council, I will be that person that will speak up and stand up to be sure that the prosperity that's happening in this city is happening for everyone in this city.
Ms. Hardesty.
Thank you. I want to thank each of you for taking the time to be here tonight, because this is a beautiful, beautiful day out there. I am the candidate that met with Dan Salzman because I thought we needed a new kind of leadership. I thought we needed bold leadership that was unafraid to ask the hard questions, unafraid to get into the details of why so many of our community members are not prospering. When I decided to do that, I did not do that out of arrogance. I did it out of desperation, because I had been banging my head on the walls at City Hall for the last 2 decades. It is important we have leadership that understands what's worked and what hasn't worked, and why we need a leader who is unafraid to challenge the status quo and will work for the people and not for special interests. I so look forward to your questions, and I thank you again for being here.
That we are at our close, so we'll go to our closing statements. And Ms. Smith, would you start us off, please?
Yes, I will. Thank you so much, League of Women Voters, for having this, because this is what democracy is all about. Being able to talk to your community at all levels, students, adults, business people, seniors, because we all live in this city together. I have a track record of working really, really hard in this community for the most vulnerable. I am a fighter. I am someone who is going to be bold, who is going to give you a vision. I understand the complications and the implications of people when they don't have a place to live. I was the only commissioner at this commission who was willing to stand up and say, no, we will not sell Wapato. We will make it a homeless shelter. I'm not afraid. I am a collaborator, and I do understand that in the future, we're going to need someone who has a vision that includes everybody, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have an equity lens to make sure that I'm making sure that everybody in this community can prosper.
Ms. Hardesty?
I want to thank you again for doing this forum. It has been my absolute pleasure to be here this evening. I am a vet. I'm a former legislator, 3-term legislator. I served for the chair of Multnomah County for over a decade. I've run a community nonprofit. I brought the NAACP back from almost extinction. My best skill, even when I'm not being paid, even when I don't have a title, is bringing people together to solve very complex problems. Everybody doesn't agree with everything that I think. I don't know why. But the good news is we work on the things that we agree on, and we move forward. I would be honored to have your vote. I would be honored to have your support, and I am very grateful again that you chose to be here this evening when you could have been out enjoying the sun. Thank you.
Ms. Valderrama?
So again, my name is Andrea Valderrama. I'm running for Portland City Council position 3, and I'm running because, again, we are in the midst of a very fast-changing new Portland, and with this new Portland, we need leadership who is invested in it long-term, who sees the future that we can develop by building partnerships, by leveraging community around us, and by making those hard decisions when they need to happen. I, again, currently serve in City Hall as a senior policy advisor and on the David Douglas School Board in Outer East Portland. And coming from a background of a working class immigrant community or family, it is so important to me that we are looking at what is the decision that we're going to make here with this election? What is the message that we're going to be sharing about this future Portland? I hope that it's one, I believe that it's one of excitement and energy of this growing Portland. So thank you.
Mr. Emmons?
Some of you will go out tonight and say, hey, does Stuart Emmons ever talk about anything besides housing? And I would say rarely, because a safe, warm, and dry home is the foundation of a successful city, a successful life, and should be our top priority. 3 years ago, our mayor declared a housing emergency. And where are we today? We're in worse shape. There are good candidates at this table, but I am the one who has the experience and knowledge to move us beyond our homelessness and our affordable housing crisis.
Thank you. As in all Oregon elections, you will receive a mail-in ballot. Ballots must be mailed early or delivered to an official drop-off site anywhere in Oregon no later than 8 p.m. on Tuesday, May 15th. Be informed and remember your vote is important, not only your vote, but please try to make sure that your friends, families, neighbors, and your classmates that you now can talk to also vote. Thank you.